because I'll hop onto the main account as well. That way I can manage it. Your channel. Let's see here. There it is, Pacific Elite. Now, is the audio working? Yeah, the audio is working. And the stream's up, the chat's up, we're all good to go. Fantastic. Hello everyone, and welcome to round 10 of the PlayStation Pacific Elite Series here on Race Spec Esports. I'm Lane Everingham, your lead commentator for this event, and this time we are racing at Bahrain International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix. The 4.51 kilometer 15-turn circuit was constructed in 2004 and designed by track-making Supremo Herman Tilke. It served as the first ever racetrack in the Middle East to host a Formula One Grand Prix and is generally regarded as a pretty solid racetrack. The circuit contains 3 DRS zones that lead into turns 1, 4 and 11. Turn 1 is usually the best overtaking spot on the circuit, but we do see a fair bit of action into turn 4. Not so much turn 11. There are a few hazards for the drivers to look out for, such as the harsh curbs at turns 5, 6 and 7, and the auto spin inside curb at turn 12. Both areas have claimed many drivers over online league racing history. One of the nicer things about Bahrain is the little to no chance of rain, so hopefully we get to see an entertaining race and a close qualifying session. But before we focus on qualifying, there is a little bit of news to go through first from last week's race in Texas. Only a single incident report, and it's the incident between Plebs and ACW at turn 1 at Kota, where we caught it on stream. Quite the incident indeed, as Josh Sambin has a moment in the S section at turns 5, 6 and 7, like I mentioned earlier. But yes, these two had quite a dramatic crash. They were fighting for the lead and they took each other out essentially. And the stewards have deemed no further action. Just a racing incident. No penalties handed out. Now, there are 2 reasons why they've come to this decision. One is the conditions, the tricky conditions that they were in. And 2 was the rubbish contact model that is in this game. And I do kind of agree with that. The physics when it comes to collisions in this game are a bit wonky at times, so I can understand from that point of view. So as a result, it's no further action, so the result stands from last week. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, Ferrari Pro is leading on 217 points, followed by ACW on 174. Plebs is third on 163, followed by Roscoe Arm on 115. Pump is 5th on 98 points, and completing the top 10 we have Silderfort, BPV8, Alex Pato, Hilles, then Alex Pato and Bags Liddell. That's the top 10. In the Constructors, Alfa Romeo are leading on 289 points, followed by Ferrari on 247, McLaren just 6 points behind on 241. Rest of the table looks like Mercedes, Red Bull, Haas, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri, Williams, and Alpine. That's pretty much all the news out of the way. I can now introduce my co-commentator for tonight. Once again, it's KD1997. Thank you very much for joining me here, KD. This is actually a racetrack you rather enjoy, so I'm assuming you're looking forward to tonight's race?
I would assume it's a track I'm definitely looking forward to see. Of course, it's one of the more favorable Tilkedromes, I'd say, both as a driver and a spectator POV. Has a lot of overtaking opportunities, and also we should see some very close racing here indeed.
But you're actually pretty rapid around here, in both league racing and in time trial even. You're pretty quick in time trial here. What does it take to be quick around the racetrack like this?
It's just basically the lines you take around Bahrain. You have to take some wide lines into the entry, some corners. For example, one of the corners I've actually learned to take wide in just recently was turn 1, where you take that you take the outside curve.
Ooh.
As my controller died. Sorry, my controller died. I'm
you
sorry.
You went silent there for a
second. Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I just need to plug in my controller.
That's all right.
Anyway, there we go. Anyway, no, one of the techniques I learned from turn 1 is that you got to go on the bit of the curb on the outside, and then take a wide entry into turn 1. And then the other corners, I would say, obviously, turn 4, you go over the curb before the entry of that. That way you get a wide line, flip the car in, and hug the inside as much as you can, and also maximize traction, of course. And then probably the one you see me do notoriously, turn 10, where I take it to third gear. Again, it's the same story, maximize the traction at the exit of the corner. That's basically what I do. And I know the only slight issue with that is obviously you don't really get the rotation, but you do get the traction. That's the only key part of that whole bit. So it's basically how you take the corner, the entry of the corner, and how much of the outside curb you use before you even get to the corner as well.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Got a few lap times on the board. We got ACW currently on pole position, followed by Tinselman, P2, Silderfort, then Zach, complete what is currently a Red Bull second row. Mr. Hillez here is going to cross the line to jump up to P3. Speaking of which, he got his first podium in this season last week at Circuit of the Americas after that dramatic ending we had. He charged his way through the field when they were all on wet weather tyres. He was on the intermediates, and he was just so much quicker at the end of the race when it finally switched to intermediate conditions. He left the opposition standing, took a podium finish. I just noticed as well, Roscoe Arm is not here tonight. Instead, we got Ghost Rider in the Alfa Romeo. Oh, that's a bit upsetting. Roscoe had a fantastic drive last week. Really consistent, on point. Got second place.
Dog. Sorry, I interrupted you there, but he just spun a turn 4.
He smashed his front wing too, poor bugger. So he'll have to come in and get that fixed. But, this man, Ferrari Pro, leading the championship by a healthy margin. I believe it's 5 wins over the course of this season. He's got 4 in a row. And last week he got the win at Kota after Plevs and ACW had their collision at turn 1. Basically rolled out the red carpet for the red car. But we'll see how he performs tonight as he exits turn 13. He's got 2 corners remaining. Yes, 2 corners remaining, because it's a thing on the official track map. This is turn 14, and then this little kink, that's turn 15. Yeah, look, it doesn't make any sense, just accept it, basically, as Ferrari Pro jumps up to P2, beating Tinselman by only 0.02 of a second. So pretty tight in this sort of upper midfield area. ACW, he's got a bit of a margin already, almost 0.2. So he's looking pretty good at the moment. A lot of drivers on the soft compound tyre. What is the ideal strategy here in Bahrain, KD? Do you know?
Well, for a couple races I've done in the past, I've seen people do soft hards or sometimes medium hard, but there's a strategy I've done before recently at Bahrain, which is a soft medium strategy. And it does work, actually. You can pit on either lap 8 to, actually no, lap 9 to 11.
Okay.
From soft medium to the soft tire to the medium tire, and you can carry them to the end of the race.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll be pretty warm, but it's still manageable.
Of course, with 18 cars tonight, which is a very healthy field, there's probably a fairly high chance of a safety car at some point, I imagine, so they'll scramble up the strategies even more. But if we have green flag running all the way through, it'll be quite interesting to see what drivers do. The 2-stop is a no-go, isn't it, here?
Nah, it's no-go at all. I mean, unless there's, like you say, a safety car at some point that comes out, but otherwise, yeah, it's completely useless to do so.
Yep, fair enough. As I believe GeForce Pato has just jumped up to 4th place with the 26.661. So in the top 4, 3 of them are separated by less than half a tenth. P2 down to P4. It's very, very close towards the top. Silderfort here making his way around turn 11, then into the notorious turn 12. That inside curb has claimed many, many drivers, including myself about once or twice. You touch that, you spin. It's as simple as that. It's a death curve, essentially, so avoid it at all costs. Use the full width of the racetrack here at 14. Probably could try and cut a little bit there at the apex. Gets a healthy exit, opens DRS, crosses the control line, jumps up to P5, improving by 7.5 tenths of a second to set a 1 minute 26.859. This is something quite typical of Bahrain. It's a fairly lengthy circuit, 5.4 kilometers, it's 5.5 kilometers, but qualifying tends to be pretty close here. And it's mostly because everybody knows this place. It's usually, you know, in the first 3 rounds of the championship, so you do it quite often in both career mode and online league racing. So, yeah, it's not surprising that at the moment qualifying's close. Right on board here with ACW, give you a proper tour of the racetrack. Round turn 1, short shifting to 4th gear at the exit there to try and find all the traction he can. Exiting turn 3, heading down the straightaway into turn 4. Not a bad spot to overtake here. We might see a bit of action into this right-hander. Into the S's, turns 5, 6, and then into turn 7. You have to be careful of this outside curb. Seen a few drivers lose control and crash into the barrier on the left-hand side. Exiting the hairpin of turn 8, up and over the crest, into turns 9 and 10. The most noteworthy part of the racetrack. We'll see plenty of locking up into that hairpin of turn 10. Down this back straight, trying to get a sneaky toe there, ACW. Down into turn 11 with the 50 board missing in the braking zone. That'll be a bit annoying as ACW loses it. He didn't touch a curb, did he? He just lost it on his own.
He just lost on his own. I think he just might have got caught off from not seeing a 50-meter board.
Maybe. Because all of the assists are turned off, aren't they? Pretty sure. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no racing line at all, so. Yeah, that's a bit of a troublesome if you are not too familiar with no racing line.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, as Hilles has had a massive shunt. That is at the exit of 13. He did about 2 360s there. He's come to a stop and he's not moving as G4 Zach jumps up to pole position, beating ACW by 13 thousandths of a second. And Hilles gets going. That is a... Ooh-wee. Turned himself into a ballerina for a few seconds. A few lovely looking pirouettes. I'm sure he wouldn't have enjoyed that though. I would guess.
Nope. Nope, but I've seen that happen before too, when you spin around that corner as well. Whether you take the outside part of the curve there, definitely can spin your car around if you are not careful. As there's another ass in that spot, I think.
That must be Blackman, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Plebs crosses the line. Yeah, and jumps up to P4.
Same with another Red Bull too, I think. Or was that just... it's probably just was that get out of the way.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is. Pump, you're on the medium tyre at the moment. You want to push that? You're using battery. I'm guessing you are pushing, and I think he was up in the first sector. He's currently 13th. Might be a bit difficult to get inside the top 10 on the medium zone. I think he's backed out. Yeah, he's backed out now. So
yeah. There.
Andre, you want to fly? Yeah, he's on an in-lap. I'm pretty sure. So he'll be getting ready to put on a fresh set of tyres, go out right at the end of the session to set his final flying lap. Coming around turn 12. What does the clock say for Andre? Oh, the clock says he's 2.5 seconds down, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is he's run out of fuel, so he's got a long crawl back to the pit lane. BPV8 currently 10th place with a 1 minute 27.526. He's on the medium tyre right now. Clock says though he's down by 8 tenths of a second. So I'm guessing the reason why he's pushing so hard, he's trying to get back into the pits and put on some fresh tyres. That would be my only guess. Comes around the penultimate and final corner. What does he do? No, he's still pushing. Okay. Crosses the line. Does improve. Stays 10th fastest though. Radio. G-Force Pato on a flying lap. There's an Aston Martin getting out of the way. That's Hillers. Thank you very much, Hillers. As Pato is up by just over 3.5 tenths in the first sector. Around turn 8, third gear, short shifting to fourth. Using all the curve on the outside. Over the crest, into turns 9 and 10. Hard on the brakes. Hitting the apex nicely. Getting plenty of traction in third gear on the exit. He's got DRS wide open. Heading into the braking zone of turn 11. Brings it down to fourth gear. Oh, and he invalidated.
He went over the curve at the entry of turn 11.
Yeah. Just took too much.
He went over the wide line. Yeah, went over the wide line. That's why.
Well, he's got time, and he doesn't have a flashing red icon with these. Oh, now he does. So might be a bit tight.
Tinselman. I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I was just watching Tinselman. He almost had 2 moments there going up the hill. Goodness me. And he's backed out of it wisely. Oh my gosh.
He's currently P6 with a 26.652, currently 4 thousandths behind this man, Bags Liddell, who was on a outlap. ACW has just begun a flying lap. He's heading down towards turn 4, entering at 310 kilometers an hour, brings it down to third gear, short shifting to fifth on the exit. There's a few slow cars on the straightaway before turn 4, but that's okay, as ACW is up by 72 thousandths of a second. Around turn 8, taking in third gear, big locking up there on the inside right front, but he got the rotation he needed. Around turn 9, around turn 10, bringing it down to second gear, short shifting to third on the exit. He'll open DRS and head down the back straightaway towards turn 11. He'll get on the anchors, bring it down to fifth gear. He had a bit of a spin here earlier. No such troubles from him this time around. Around turn 12, crossing the second sector split, he's up. He's up by 0.2 of a second. Down this straightaway towards the penultimate turn of turn 14. He's got all 4 wheels almost off the racetrack there. Very wide on the entry to 14. Short shifting to fifth gear on the exit. Exiting the final turn. He'll open DRS, cross the line, and jump up to pole position, improving by 0.2 of a second to set a 1 minute 26.233. Can anyone beat that? Silverfort, his qualifying's done.
He improved to third there during the ACW's lap. Ferrari Pro, meanwhile, is down by 82 thousandths of a second.
The flags are about. That's an Aston Martin trying to get out of the way. Ferrari Pro makes his way around turn 10, exiting in second gear, up through the gearbox into 6th gear, 7th gear, then into 8th gear, braking after the 100 board, bringing it down to 4th gear for turn 11. Around turn 12 now, avoiding that inside curb. The clock says he's up by 1/10. He needs to find another 10th to try and challenge G-Force Zach, who's currently P2. There's Silverford getting out of the way. Around the penultimate turn of turn 14. Around the final corner of turn 15. It's a tidy lap from Ferrari Pro. He opens DRS, crosses the line, jumps up to P3 with a 26.5. Now, G-Force Zach. That's right. So he has improved to the first sector. He's making his way through the middle sector as I speak. Bags Liddell, where are you? You're coming around turn 11, around turn 12. He's up by a tenth of a second. He could challenge for third. In fact, he could challenge for second place with that sort of improvement. He's up by almost 0.3. What about G-Force Zach? No, he's backed out of his lap, it seems. He's backed out. He's not challenging for pole position. Around the penultimate turn, around the final turn for Bags Liddell. Keeps his foot to the floor, opens DRS, crosses the line, jumps up to P2, beating G-Force Zach by 11 thousandths of a second. So he'll start on the front row. At this point, we've still got cars on track. It appears they're not... as NZ Andre jumps up to P11.
Yeah, 11th place there. Nice lap, though, from Bags, though, for sure.
Right at the end to get the lap out, put it onto the board, and he'll start on the front row alongside ACW, who has taken pole position here at Bahrain. He's taken it by just under 0.2 of a second to Bags Liddell in P2. G4 Sack will start P3, followed by Ferrari Pro, and Silderford completes the top 5. Just under 0.4 of a second separating that top 5, so pretty close. But if we go from P2 all the way down to P12, that's 1 second. Which sort of shows you the qualifying quality you get here at Bahrain. Typically quite brilliant, actually.
Oh, yeah. Not a surprise at all.
It's just one of those tracks where you can get pretty tight qualifying. Up there with the likes of Interlagos and Austria. But with those two circuits, the track size aids in that. But here it's a slightly longer circuit, but we still get tight qualifying. Rightio. We ran through the top 5. Let's run through the rest of the order. We have Plevs in P6 for McLaren, 0.4 off pole position, followed by Tinselman in P7, then GeForce Pato in P8. Helles in 9th, Keegdug in 10th, followed by NZ Andre in P11. BPV8 will start 12th, followed by Powerside P13, Chip P14, Pump P15, Black Moon P16, Josh Sambin P17, and Ghost Rider will start from the back, 2.7 seconds off pole position. No, good qualifying session. I enjoyed that. Now it's time for the race. Think we're going to see any rain, KD?
Let's see. Maybe 50-50?
Maybe 50-50?
Maybe to keep just keep our hopes up. Maybe.
That's it. Let's have a look. Is it raining?
The answer is... it's
no.
clear.
Oh, it's clear.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, neither. No. What do you know? There you go. This is about the 11 millionth race in a row at Bahrain where I haven't seen any rain. So, yeah.
Yep, same here.
But, there's that one day when it will happen. Hopefully. It would be just the most amazing sight in the world to see rain at Bahrain. It'd just be great, I reckon. Be amazing.
Ross
Grimes pointed out it might be a dust storm. That'd be an interesting thing to add in, actually.
Yeah, there you go. It has happened. Yeah,
absolutely. That'd be interesting.
I was going to say that. Yeah, I was going to say too. I bet that even the teams don't even pack in wet weather tires.
I don't think they would need to. Yeah. But there'll be that one day where it does rain. So we just have to sit and wait, and eventually it will happen. We'll run through the order again, but we'll see who's on what tyre, and you can see from the leaderboard, it is pretty much a 50-50 split. We got HCW on pole position starting on the soft tyre. We got Bags Liddell alongside also on the soft tyre. G4 Zach P3 on the soft tyre, followed by Ferrari Pro. Silderfort P5, Plebs P6, Tinselman P7, Alex Pato, not Alex, keep saying that. G4's Pato in P8. Hiller's Knighting. Keegdug rounds out the top 10. All of them starting on the soft tyre. There's the predicted tyre stop strategy. It's a 2-stop for Keeg, 2-stop, 2-stop. I don't think they'll try and do 2 stops. You just lose too much time in the pit. Oh! Pato spun. He spun. At the exit of turn 8. There you go. NZ Andre, the first driver outside the top 10, starting P11. He's on fresh, medium, compound tyres. Same with BPV8, starting from 12th, and Powersight in 13th, and Chip in 14th, and Pump in 15th, and Black Moon in 16th, and Josh Sambin in 17th, and, oh, what do you know, Ghost Rider, he's starting on the medium compound tyre, and there's predicted tyre stop strategy. So 1 stop, medium to hard, pit window, lap 13 to 15. So there we are. We've got 8 cars on the mediums, 10 cars on the softs. It's pretty much a 50-50 split. It's pretty close to a 50-50 split anyway. We'll get rid of that tyre graphic for now. Bring back the interval. We can get ready for this race start. As I mentioned earlier, 18 cars tonight. Really good to see. Really healthy field. Hopefully we can have an entertaining race here at Bahrain. Leaders are now lining up into their grid slot. So ACW is starting on the outside for turn 1. He's starting on the racing line as well, so theoretically he should get a better start because you're on a cleaner side of the racetrack. But if Bags gets a good start, he has the inside line for turn 1, so he could end up leading at the exit of turn 1. But everyone's ready to race. 18 cars in the field. We've got 29 laps in front of us, and we're still waiting for the lights to turn on. Why is this taking?
Yeah, but it's the same story from my side. I can't see the lights going off.
What's going on? We're all waiting.
Codemasters being Codemasters again? Question mark.
A feeling it might be ACW. You could generally tell because some people have that overtake on, which is a thing that the game does.
ACW does.
ACW doesn't. You can see the yellow bar. So I think he might be still loading in. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, at least the medium runners will have some
hang on.
tires in the process. Oh.
Here we go.
There we go. We got lights.
Got 10 red lights. We got yellow flags about for some reason, and it's lights out, and away we go here in Bahrain. ACW doesn't get a great start. It's Bags Liddell who will lead the field down towards turn 1. G-Force Zach will take second place, or at least try to.
Oh, that's tight.
It is very tight at the exit of turn 1. Still yellow flags on the pit straight for some reason, but ACW. Oh, it's spin! Bags has spun! Oh my goodness! Oh, there's a few drivers who have spun at turn 3. My goodness, there's a lot of cars who have spun at turn 3. So a lot of drivers not getting a great start. Got a bit of shuffling going on in the lower half of the midfield.
What is going on here in the midfield? There's a lot of cars.
Ghost Rider gets overtaken by Powerside. Here comes Tinselman as Pump gets a 5-second penalty. BP and Tinselman are side by side. Oh, Tinselman has the contact between Tinselman.
BP trying to go off the track even to make some overtakes. What is this?
Oh, contact.
Hello, Ghost Rider.
3 wide heading up and over the crest towards turn 9. Tinselman gets in front, but he overshoots a little bit. Oh, almost contact between BP and Powerside. Down the back straight away we go towards turn 11. BP close, but not close enough to attack into turn 11. Oh man, if I was Bags, I'd be kicking myself incredibly hard. You were gifted the lead.
In the first corner?
Because the game's great.
Oh, there's an Aston Martin gone.
It's Hillis. As Alex,
turn 13.
I believe Alex has re-overtaken Silderfort. He gets going. He had a moment there in qualifying where he smashed into a barrier, did 2 360s. So thankfully for him, he hasn't crashed into the barrier. He's still going, though he might actually be going into the pit lane. Did he actually hit the barrier, KD? Do you know?
Repeat who it was again?
Hilles.
I don't think he did, from what I saw.
He is in the pit lane.
Okay, then he probably did. I didn't see him in the barrier when I went on to him.
It was a fairly quick stop, so... Strange.
Okay. Huh.
Could you double check race director for me if he had a front wing check?
Yeah, I'll get to that right now.
Around turns.
Hillis did not.
Okay, interesting. Wonder what his gameplay.
Okay, so I was right the first time. That's
Who's
him
that?
again.
Oh my goodness.
That's him again. Well, he's at turn 3.
Yes, he is at turn 3. As the rest of the field exits the pits. Yeah, a lot of drivers are having trouble with turn 3 at the moment, it seems. As Tinselman goes down the inside of Andre at turn 11, moves himself into P8. Andre can't fight back into turn 12. He has to settle for 9th. Yeah, ACW's got a 1-second lead over G-Force. Zach Plebs is currently occupying 3rd. Ferrari Pro in 4th. G-Force Pato in 5th. Silderfort in 6th. Black Moon's up to 7th place. He's made a healthy amount of places off the start. He's made 9 places off the start. Shows what happens when you keep out of trouble, I suppose. We've still got those random yellows on the main straightaway. Hopefully they disappear after a while. Chip is going for a move here on Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider leaves the racing line available for Chip. Chip gets by. Ghost Rider. Oh, he slots in behind. I thought he was going to go for it there down the inside, but...
Oh, Zach, that was a twitch. Oh, goodbye, he's gone. Yeah, he twitched way too much at the chicane there at 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, lost the back end twice through that corner. Also, I don't know if this is for you, but it says for me BP is in 18th place, so
yeah.
I'm guessing I have a timing error.
Yes, we do. Goody, goody. No, I have it too. Don't worry. He's actually in...
He's in 8th place.
Yes, he is.
He's in front of Andre.
Yep.
Delta 3 yellows, nothing going on, except ACW just going off the road there for a
little
bit.
ACW finding a new racing line there at the exit of turn 13. Here comes Ferrari Pro. He's got a run here on Plebs, and Plebs will be a sitting duck without DRS. Those yellow flag glitches are going to be so freaking irritating over the course of this race. Mother of God. Alright, here comes Ferrari Pro.
Gosh.
This is only going to get more frustrating, probably. I'd imagine, with those yellow flag glitches. We as commentators, we rely on those to try and find the action as Tinselman overtakes Black Moon. Bags Liddell gets by Andre here into, what is that, P9. Chip overtakes Ghost Rider with the power of DRS and moves himself back into 11th place. Okay, so there's BP, and yeah, he's in 9th now. Okay, this is going to be freaking interesting. Oh, good. Oh well.
Gotta love it.
We'll just deal with it. We'll work it out.
Gotta love Codemasters.
As Josh Shambon has a moment at the final corner. He's down in 16th place at the moment. ACW, he's lost a fair bit of ground to those behind. The gap has shrunk to 1.1 seconds between him and Ferrari Pro.
Yeah, reason is because he's got Hillas in front of him within a second range, technically speaking. So he's got DRS to help him out because of the ghost car.
Yeah. So Ferrari Pro getting a helping hand from the Aston Martin, it seems. Does he get DRS? He most certainly does, and he's going to close in on ACW. Get within that 1 second range now.
But guess what? ACW will probably have the same story because Hillas just overtook him.
Yeah, Hillas is trying to stay on the lead lap. That's what he's trying to do, as Bags has overtaken Black Moon at 4P8. Now Black Moon might be able to get the position back here if he gets a nice run. Oh, look at that. Bags getting a superb run out of turn 3. Can't do much about that. And look, the soft runners have moved themselves back towards the front of the field as Silderfort gets a 3-second time penalty. Top 8 places, all of them soft compound tire.
Jeez, that's a moment there at turn 8. Losing the back end a bit.
Had a tank slapper, did he?
Oh, yeah, he did. Big time.
Here's your leading quartet. Actually, no, it's a... What's a group of 5? Well, you got duo, you got... What's 3? Oh, goodness. Trio, that's it. Then you got quartet.
The trio.
What's 5?
Quartet and...
Don't know.
Shoot, I don't know.
Don't know. Group of 5 at the front. We'll go with that. Doesn't sound particularly professional, but bugger it. Yellow flag. Oh, that's just whatever.
It's for even though Sambit's not done anything wrong.
No, that's not for Josh. It came out well before Josh arrived. That bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna correct myself. That. Yeah.
Yeah. Good fun. Love this game. This is the only train we have in the field. You can look at the mini-map, folks. See all the dots. They're pretty spread out, except for this train at the front, plus Hillers. So, this is basically the race at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Hillers wants to be part of the fun, so why not?
And Hillers pulls off to the side of the road and lets everyone through.
Yeah.
So he was trying to stay on the lead lap, but now he's just pulled the pin and said, bugger it, I'm getting out of everybody's way. So,
Probably not going to make ACW too happy since Ferrari Pro's not coming closer.
Yeah, there's not much ACW can do about it, unfortunately, because DRS is fairly powerful. So yeah, ACW will be a sitting
powerful.
Especially on a racetrack where it has 3 DRS zones, let alone 2 or 1. So here comes Ferrari Pro, 0.4 of a second, 3.5 of a second, closing in on 3 now, closing in on 2.5 as they go around turn 14. Yeah, but ACW won't be able to do too much here. Here comes Ferrari Pro. He'll have DRS. Not going to bother using any battery. He'll get by on DRS alone, and here he goes. Down the inside. Takes P1. Moves himself into the lead on lap 7 of 29, but how long will that last? Because ACW is right here, and that's a genuine yellow flag. It's power side. He's made a mistake at the exit of turn 10. Oh no, ACW is not close enough to attack back into turn 4. There you go. I thought ACW might be able to counter-attack, but instead he's just let Ferrari Pro have it for now.
He probably could just try to stay behind Ferrari Pro and just sort of save a little bit of battery as well.
Yeah, play the longer game.
One of the new yeah, it's one of the unique things about Bahrain is that you can use the car in front for DRS and just, you know, charge up as much resources as you possibly can. While the car in front is just pretty much a sitting duck.
Yep.
At this point. Dispensing
all their battery because it's quite difficult to save battery at most racetracks in this game, so as they're coming around turn 12, I believe BP V8 is currently 10th place. He's between Blackmoon and Andre, I think, so keep that in mind as well. He's not actually 3 laps down. He's actually in 10th place right now. That's going to be really tricky to keep track of, but whatever. Random sector 3 yellow flags. For some reason.
Straight with, there's nothing going on. Ferrari Pro tries to break the slipstream into the first corner. It's going to be much closer a little bit here to turn 3. Doesn't get the grass exit though.
Yeah, he won't attack. He won't attack into 4, not close enough. Nowhere near close enough. Well, Plevs and Pato P3 and 4. McLaren's looking pretty solid at the moment. Quite the opposite to their real life counterpart. Yeah, I saw that. My word, he had a little wiggle. He had a wiggle.
Yeah. Yeah, Curb almost gave him the kiss of death, pretty much there.
Yeah. Coming around to... Oh, gee whiz. Apex is lava right there for Ferrari Pro. My goodness. He missed that by a good 2 meters. Yeah. Coming around turn 12. In saying that, I would miss it by the same amount constantly. So.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tricky corner for sure. To get right. Oh, ACW.
Especially when you're running no assist, no ABS. Just get a whole heap of locking up on the front tyres, which, you know, makes your car understeer. As I think BP is battling for position here with Blackmoon as BP runs very wide. As Pato and Silderford are in on lap 9. You mentioned that earlier. There's a pit window.
What are they gonna do? Oh, hard tires for Silderford.
Mediums
for Pato.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You might be listening to the stream, Cody. Yellow flags, those are genuine ones as well. Ghost Rider, he's made a mistake at turn 12. He gets going again.
Yeah, well, look at that. People are listening to me, it seems.
A few drivers have gone on to the mediums, so... Only Silderford has moved on to the hard tyre. All the other drivers have moved on to a set of mediums. So, random sector 2 yellows, that's great.
Yeah, of course. This game's just awesome.
It is awesome. Best game on the planet. No cap.
Yeah, that's why IGN gave it a great review.
Thank you, Roscoe. Quintet. That's 5. Quintet. That makes sense, I guess. Quintet. That's 5. Got to remember that.
Right.
So you got duo, trio, quartet, and quintet.
Yeah, let's get the penalty.
We can make ourselves sound more professional now. we can use the bigger words, yes.
Right Pro is going in, and same with ACW.
Yeah, the top three, all of them are in.
Whoa, that's just close.
Yeah, he's not mucking around on pit entry, is he? Get it in there, son.
Let's see what goes on.
Mediums for
Ferrari Pro.
Same with
for ACW.
Yeah, and plebs, they're all on mediums. Bit of a lag.
Look at them listening to me. That's just wonderful. I'm feeling proud.
Black Moon takes the lead. Andre takes second, and there's Alex. There's GeForce Pato. He had a massive undercut. He was fourth, if I remember. He's now the provisional race leader. Yellow flags, those are genuines too. That's Power Side. He's made a mistake at 13. He gets going again, though. That's the main thing.
Good to see Andre actually knowing that he's not really part of the fight either. He just pulled out of the way. Lead cars.
It's a very generous thing to do. You don't have to do that. Because you are genuinely in that position. You are entitled to fight. But understanding his own situation, he just got out of the way. Very courteous thing to do. You can see Silderford has actually lost a bit of ground to that quintet he used to be part of. Used the big word. I should just buy a thesaurus. That'd be great. Make me sound so smart. Make me sound so intelligent.
Make yourself a genius.
Genius, yes. Now, Black Moon's going to have company very, very shortly, because he's got a horde of drivers behind him on fresh tyres and he's on old ones. He's going to be sitting dark, and there's Pato setting a new fastest lap and taking the lead. He moves himself into P1 on lap 11 of 29. He also overshoots turn 1, and it's almost 3 wide at turn 2. Black Moon's a bit stuck there on the inside as Ferrari Pro goes swooping round to take P2. Here comes ACW like a bat out of hell to try and get on the action! He got in on the action too much! Absolutely right, KD. The two make contact, and I reckon... does he have damage?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look at.
His wing looks okay, but... You know that spectator thing. Yeah, so... We'll find out.
Oh, this is getting interesting here.
Around turn 10.
ACW, so close.
I don't
think he's got damage. If he did, he would have understeered completely.
Yeah, that is true. Ferrari Pro getting close.
Minor contact.
Sector 1 yellows, that's nothing.
Well, it's making it frustrating, I bet, for ACW, because he's losing heaps of ground.
He is.
The cars in front of him.
He needs to stay within DRS range of the top two, otherwise they're going to start driving late.
Alex going very wide.
Gee whiz.
That's a new racing line there.
Yeah, both he and ACW exploring the limits of the racetrack there, turn 13. Gee whiz. Alright, here comes ACW. He's got to run. And he's passed. Now Plebs has to get by. He's following ACW. Down towards turn 1 we go.
Very deep on the brakes. Holy smokes, there, ACW.
Yep, got it pulled up.
There. Just so.
So the battle between these four resume. Minus Silderford. He's in P6. And he's got BPV8 behind. And he's on a fresh set of mediums, I think.
Yeah, he is. So he's
actually no. Is that still the lap counter bug thing? It might be.
No. I'll look at the pit stop real quick. I'm pretty sure he did a stop. No, I don't see him. On the pit stop.
So he hasn't stopped. That's just a leaderboard glitch. So it doesn't only affect the interval gap, but it also affects the tyre graphic as well, on his end anyway. Or Silderford very close to Black Moon, coming up the hill around turn 12. Black Moon, he won't be able to do too much. Silderford might be on hard tyres, but they are way fresher. Got good speed. And that's not particularly wise from Silverfort.
No, because Blackman's going to get DRS.
Yeah, and BP's right there as well. Oh, but Blackman gets a shocking exit. Dear me. Here comes Ferrari Pro. Takes the lead.
Slingshot. Ooh. Cuts across there, interestingly, there. To the entry of 1.
3 wide through turn 1, and Silverfort hangs on to P5. Credit to the Singaporean driver. He hung on. He took the inside line into turn 1, defended like hell, and he hung on. Credit where credit is due. He did exactly what he needed to do. Meanwhile,
he cleared a little bit there.
Now,
Chip cleared a little bit there now to Blackman.
I thought I saw it right. Chip has damage in 9th place. I saw him get awfully close to Andre. I think the two might have hit one another. Oh yeah, look at him go wide, dearie me. I think the two hit each other at turn 4.
Yeah, that's the problem with no downforce and the broken end plate.
Yeah. Got no front end grip whatsoever. Look at that. Top 4 separated by very little. We're closing in on the halfway mark, so got plenty of racing to go through. And it's a four-way fight at the front. I got that.
Yeah, it could be frightening.
A lot of F's. Press F for alliteration. Alright, Ferrari Pro sets a new fastest lap. That was a quick camera change from the game, dearie me. Not close enough into 1. Meanwhile, here comes Tinselman. BP. Oh my goodness, hang on. I want to see this. Look at, oh my goodness. Where the car's jumping in and out of the pit lane. It's doing that.
Is it that bug? Oh,
yes.
Right. That's great. Well, hopefully no one's on the main straight. Which
oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching.
You just need the S1. You need the F1 theme playing in the background with that going on.
Oh gosh.
And not the actual one, the recorder one. That'd be great. The recorder F1 thing. That would work so perfectly with that.
Ah, yeah. Well, Ferrari Pro, I hope you like losing your battery because the cars behind you are saving it.
Yeah.
As I'm looking at it right now. 40% to Andre, and about 60 to ACW, and 55 to Plebs.
Yeah. Oh, Pato spins! He puts it into the wall. He did a Hilles from qualifying. Oh my goodness. Oh, and well, thank goodness ghosting is on.
Oh. He didn't get damaged though. Luck. Well, that's why I think he didn't get damaged.
Well, yeah, visually it looks okay from our point of view, but.
Oh, here comes Andre. Hello. He's going to be.
Oh, and here comes Bags Liddell, actually. He gets a terrific exit out of the ultimate turn, and here he comes. Like a bat out of hell. He's closing in on Pato. Looking down the inside. And Pato, I think he actually broke early there to let Bags through. I'm pretty certain he did that. Here comes G-Force Zach to overtake Black Moon. That is for P5. But I noticed that when I turned on the telemetry, he switched on his battery on the outside curb. Right on the outside curb. So I reckon that's probably the thing that did it. Just a bit too much power going through the rear axle, and just the tyres lost all grip, and away he went into the wall on the inside.
Probably forgot to turn it off, which I have made that mistake before.
He turned it on the exit of the corner. He had it off through 13. It was off. But he turned it on as soon as he hit the outside curb. It was a bit unnecessary as well, because he was within a second. He didn't need to dispense any battery, and if he did, he could just do it on the straightaway, well after the corner. You know. But yeah, he's cost himself dearly now. Down in 9th. It was looking like a potential podium, maybe a double podium for McLaren. It's taken a significant blow, but we still got a lot of racing to go through. There might be a safety car at some point that will completely change the complexion of this race as the leaders make their way through turn 1. then through turns 2 and 3. As Alex...
Pato's gone in.
Oh, yes, he has.
Yeah, he's probably going for a new set of mediums. Right. Oh, and a front weight change too.
Yeah.
Good measure.
So I'm guessing he did actually get damage from that. Here comes Tinselman down the inside of Black Moon at 4. Gets the job done. Black Moon can't get... Oh, he has a bit of a wiggle. He can't get the job done, Black Moon. The over-under, so he has to stay in 7th. Pato comes out in 11th place. Yeah, 11th place. Ouch. Meanwhile, the battle at the front. Ferrari Pro. ACW, Plebs. Less than a second separate these three. It's very close. Very close indeed. Let's have a look, Brenner. Plebs' battery, 43%. Compared to ACW on 60. Ferrari Pro, about 30 odd. So out of all the drivers inside the top 3, in terms of battery life, ACW is on top. So he's put himself in a really good position here. Now, I've got to do a bit of cleaning up. So, KD, just keep an eye out for me.
Alright. Okay. Yep, no problem. I'll just keep my eyes on the top 3, I guess, for a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so. Meanwhile, still separated by less than a second between the top 3, between Ferrari Pro, ACW. Pleb says Tinselman has got himself a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Coming out turn right now. Oh, rubber there on the entry. Now there you go. You good now?
Yep, all cleaned up. Right.
Easy.
Now.
Good news is you didn't miss much.
That's okay. Ooh, his bag's awfully close to Black Moon. Black Moon on those old tyres, it just got no pace at the moment. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to stretch the mediums out to go onto the soft tyre and go to the end. Oh, but he's losing so much ground in the process. He'll be exceptionally quick when he gets onto the soft tyre, but where is he going to be after he makes a stop? I suppose we'll have to wait and find out. Back onto the main straight we go. The leaders will cross the line to begin lap 18 of 29. 12 laps to go here in Bahrain. They're just playing a patient game at the moment.
Yep, that's something I'm expecting. Probably ACW will go on Ferrari Pro once they go into the final lap of the race. I reckon.
Oh, hello.
If he's smart to do so.
Black Moon into the pits.
Yep. Up tires.
Yep.
There you go.
Away he leaves. So he has to do a good 12 laps on those tyres. Bit lengthy, but with the reduced fuel, there's less weight for the tyres to deal with. So he should be able to get 12 out of it. Oh dear, and there's Pato setting fastest lap, showing the pace he's had all night. Just one little mistake at turn 13 has really cost him a superb result. Not much you can do, unfortunately. These things do happen. A bit of chases there from Pato, following Keeg Duke around the racetrack there, as the Ferrari tried desperately to break the toe. Coming through 5, 6 and 7, then down the hill towards the hairpin of turn 8. See Pato just very close. Got all this pace.
Sorry, I'm watching the other battle too.
That's at turn 1.
Yep, turn 1, yes. He just got him at turn 1 and with absolute ease. Oh, gets DRS for compliment. There you go.
Speaking of which, Pato's got DRS. He's got the inside line. He hasn't got P10 just yet. Now he does. There we go. So Pato into P10.
Yeah, and ACW tried to go for a move around the... Well, at least what I thought we tried to do. He tried to go for a move around the outside of turn 1 as soon as I got onto him. As you can see, obviously was not successful doing so. But... Ferrari Pro had a low battery because his light was flashing on the back of his car.
Yeah, he's been...
yeah. struggling a little bit there just to pull away. Or any attempt to pull away.
NZ Andre Pitts. I'm actually quite surprised. Black Moon is P8. I thought he would have been lower than that after his stop, but he's inside the top 10. Granted, he's 25 seconds behind the next car, but he's in the top 10, so he's in a pretty comfy position. It's going to be good points for him and for Aston Martin, so a lot of positives. And there is a AlphaTauri. Hello, Parasite, how are you doing? He's getting out of the way promptly. He'll back off. There we are. Yeah.
I wonder if Ferrari Pro though will get DRS from that, because I think Parasite was slightly ahead. Yep, I thought so. I was correct.
So ACW won't be able to close down that gap. He's still within 1 second though. There's a
That's
Alpha
Ghost Rider, I think.
I
at
see.
a moment.
Well, he's inside the points at the moment, so he just needs to keep his head down, keep going. Actually, no, he wouldn't because of BP. Where are you, BP? You're between...
He's coming down the final turn now. He's in front of an... I think he's in front of Hillis, if I'm correct. Oh, no. He's in front of Black Moon.
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so he would be in 7th.
I think he still needs to make another stop. I would think. He's still on mediums, yeah. He still has to make another stop.
Yeah, it says that you're 4 lap full mediums.
Yeah, he's currently 13 laps down.
Yeah.
This game is amazing. It is amazing. Oh, so amazing. Oh.
Yeah, we love Codemasters.
We do. We love them so much that we'll just buy the next game because it's a new release. Like with any yearly release title, you just have to have the new game, so...
Well, good news, Ferrari Pro, you get more DRS because you got another lap car in front of you.
That's right. And here comes Pump around the outside of Andre. I don't know why you didn't try down the inside there, Pump, if I'm perfectly honest. I think you would have had an easier time of it if you went down the inside, but try the outside, and there's Ghost Rider getting out of the way. Bit clumsy, but they get through. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
Plev's losing a bit of touch. He's still within a second, though. That's the critical thing. He is still within 1 second. He needs to stay there for the rest of this race. Of course, it will make his job a lot easier if we had a safety car. And we've still got heaps of time to have one. And it's also amazing to see not a single retirement.
Yeah, I'm amazed by that too.
21 laps, 20 and a half laps. We haven't had a single safety car. And we had all that drama at turn 3 with everybody spinning out. So
yeah, and a couple cars spinning at turn 7 as well with Zach and spin there, and then Pato spinning at turn 13. Yeah.
So we've had moments, but nothing to result in a safety car. Or a virtual safety car for that matter. So but credit to these 3 drivers here. They're still battling it out at the front. We haven't had any safety car periods to bunch up the field for a second time. These 3 have just been the front runners all night. We have got 8 laps to go here.
Oh, ACW.
He does get awfully deep on the brakes, doesn't he?
He does.
A lot of confidence.
I like it, though. I like this confidence.
Oh, hello. What's going on in the background? These 2 having a squabble. That's some background action. Yeah, there's action everywhere here at Bahrain tonight. Must be a full moon. Everyone's going a little crazy, I guess. Here in the Middle East. But Plevs, oh dear, he's back within a second. He needs to stay there. He can't let the top 2 go. He just can't. Sector 2 yellows, those aren't genuine.
Resource.
He's been spending a bit to try and catch back up.
Yeah. I think that might have been Bags. It was right around where he was. I'm not sure.
I don't think those were genuine. I don't think those were genuine.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I don't think there was probably just again being stupid again.
Yeah. It was just a coincidence. There were a fair few people going through that point. I don't think there were any yellows. Genuine yellows, that is. Sparks fly at the entry to penultimate turn as Plevs is desperately trying to catch back up to the top two. You can see there's 60% on his steering wheel. Quite a helpful camera angle, that one. As into the pits goes somebody. I think that's Ghost Rider, it is. As he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding as well. Heading down the straightaway towards turn 4. Half a second is the gap between the top two. When will ACW go? When will he go for it?
Like I said, probably the last lap, I think. 2 laps to go.
Would you leave it that late on the last lap?
Yeah, if you're that patient enough, I would say so.
Because that is the best opportunity to go and then not give your rivals any opportunity to try and retaliate.
Exactly, yeah.
But you run the risk of running out of opportunities on the track itself. So you've got 3 overtaking points at turns 1, 4 and 11. You might be able to get it done into turn 14 as well. So if he waits until the last lap and he doesn't get by in those key zones for whatever reason, the Ferrari Pro could end up winning this. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what the leaders do.
He lost a little bit of time there, but he will get it back, obviously, with DRS. But he had a bit of an awkward
83, 84, 84, I think the tyre temps read. So he's managing tyre temps pretty well, which you kind of expect. It is the medium compound tyre. So that is to be expected.
Yeah, same story with the others, I'd say, too.
Yeah.
Roughly about in the 80s. So yeah, now they're doing alright in terms of tyre temperature.
Usually the only tyre that concerns you is the soft tyre when it comes to tyre temps, because it just burns up so quickly. The mediums everywhere are just a really good race tyre. I don't know of any racetrack where the mediums are garbage.
I can hardly think of one. Ooh, an ACW at a moment there, the exit of turn 10.
Yeah.
Of course, gains it back with DRS.
So yeah, did some more cleaning up. Alrighty. Now they've done a fairly lengthy stint on those tyres, so another factor will be who has managed their tyres the best out of these 3. Now that's a bit difficult to tell from our perspective because all we have is the lap count. We don't know their exact tyre wear. But I suppose we'll find out in a few moments who's got the best tyres out of these 3. We've got 5 laps to go here in Bahrain, so we've got 25 and a bit kilometres remaining in this race. Top 3 are still separated by a second. Meanwhile, in 4th, we have Silderfort, then G-Force Zach in P5, and Zach's on mediums, I know that. Silderford is on the hard tyre, and that gap used to be a bit smaller than what it is now, so I reckon those hard tyres might be doing a bit better at this point compared to the mediums because of the extended wear on the medium tyre. So the hard tyres are starting to switch on, but more importantly the mediums are starting to switch off. And when they start switching off, they start entering into puncture territory, and then you're in the hands of the game itself to when you actually puncture your tyre. Because I don't think there's any sort of logical equation to it. I reckon it's just RNG when it comes to a puncture. It doesn't matter how well you look after the tyres. If you reach 70-75%, after that point, you can get a puncture. It's just up to the game. Gap is half a second. When they cross the line, it's 4 laps to go. Now, ACW is closing in, but he's not close enough, I reckon, to attack into 1. So he has to be patient. Pleb's still lurking behind as well. Yeah, how does it look? 71%, 14% for Plebs, 6% for Ferrari Pro. So ACW is holding all the cards right now. He's got the most resources out of these 3. He doesn't have the track position. Ferrari Pro has that, but he will have DRS, which is massively powerful here. Look at that carpet of rubber there at the braking zone at turn 8. Just this massive black strip laid out.
Yeah, that's expected when you have no ABS, that's
Yeah.
for sure. I'm surprised it's not so much
Yeah,
at turn 10.
I was about to point that out. Through 9 and 10, it's nowhere near as obvious, even though that's the more famous locking up point on the racetrack. So
I know, that's what I struggle with.
Hillers has crashed
Hillers is out at turn 10.
He's made a mistake, and he's put it into the wall on the left-hand side of the circuit.
Huh, no safety car. Or VSC, even.
No.
Interesting.
So we're still under green flag conditions. The leaders are making their way around the final 2 corners. We have now got 3 laps to go to sort this out. ACW is still saving that battery. Not dumping it yet.
Oh,
Gets very close in the braking zone. Ferrari Pro goes narrow. ACW, can he get the drive on the exit? Not quite. Ferrari Pro gets a pretty decent run through turns 2 and 3. So he should be able to hang on to the lead heading down into turn 4. And he will. ACW playing a very patient game. Players, he's sort of stuck. I'm sure he wants to attack, but he just can't do much.
He just can't do anything. Yeah, he can't do anything with cars. The car in front of you have a TRS, so it's...
That's right. And even if he had so much battery, yeah, you wouldn't be able to do anything. You're just stuck. Coming around turn 10 onto the back straightaway. ACW opens DRS and closes the gap to Ferrari Pro. Into turn 11. Up the hill towards turn 12. You have to avoid that inside curb right there. See there, the driver's keeping a healthy distance between themselves and that curb. You do not want to touch it under any circumstances. And the long straightaway towards turn 14. The gap is half a second. Those are random yellow flags. They're nothing. Exiting the final corner, heading down the main straightaway. It's now lap 28 of 29. Tinselman's got a 3-second time penalty, increasing his tally to 6 seconds. Here comes ACW on the racing line. Ferrari Pro defends the inside. Coming around turn 2 now. Around the right-hander of turn 3. The gap is 3.5 tenths of a second. Down towards turn 4. ACW pulls out of the slipstream, but he's not close enough to attack. Exiting 4 now. As Tinselman is actually in the pit lane, I've noticed as well. I have the penalty graphic up, and it doesn't actually show when drivers are in the pit lane, which is great.
That's great.
It is. Exiting turn 8 now, heading up and over the crest into turns 9 and 10. The gap, half a second. Players right there. It's the two leaders.
Now ACW close it.
Yep.
There you go, he's using it.
The top 2 separated by 3 tenths now as they go through turn 11. Plebs, he's ready and waiting. If the 2 in front get into a scrap, he's right here to try and take the lead, but he needs to keep as close as he can to the top 2. Ferrari Pro, he has to turn himself into the Great Wall of China in order to try and hang on. We got a yellow flags out. That's Tinselman. He's on the gravel, I think, and he puts it into the wall.
He's lost his front wing.
Dear me. So here we go.
Here we go.
It's the final lap, lap 29 of 29 here in Bahrain. ACW pulls out of the slipstream. He's on the racing line as well. Ferrari Pro cannot do a thing to try and retake the lead into turn 1. ACW has got it through turn 2 into turn 3. Ferrari Pro will get DRS. ACW will dump whatever battery he's got left down into turn 4. He's not close enough, Ferrari Pro, just not quite close enough. Down towards the S section of turns 5, 6, and
Oh,
7.
you
The
got a
gap
little bit too
is
much
3
curve there.
tenths. The gap increases a little bit between Ferrari Pro and ACW. Around the hairpin of turn 8 for the final time. Ferrari Pro losing time. He lost half a tenth through that hairpin. The gap increases to half a second. Around turn 9, around turn 10. The gap still under half a second. Ferrari Pro won't get him here. He's not close enough to get ACW into turn 11. He's got one shot, one opportunity to take the lead, and that is at turn 14. But first, he needs to get through 12 and 13. Absolutely spot on. The gap is 2 tenths around turn 13 for the final time. The leaders will dump whatever battery they've got left down this straightaway, down towards the penultimate turn. It's under 3 tenths, but Ferrari Pro, he's just not close enough. What a drive from these top 3. It will be ACW who claims the checkered flag and win the Bahrain Grand Prix. But there we are.
Oh
my goodness! As Tinselman crashes himself out of the race.
At the straight, wasn't it? Yeah.
He put himself into the wall at pit entry, and it's DNF'd him.
Well,
oh my goodness. Bags will cross the line in P6. Black Moon will be the next driver in 7th. Actually, it might be BP. I'll check. No, it won't be BP. So BP, I think, will finish 8th in the final results. Here comes Black Moon. I believe he will be getting driver of the day as well. Look at that, up 9 places from where he started. Solid effort from the Aston Martin driver. And yes, I believe BP V8 finished in P8. I'm pretty certain. Then it'll be Alex in P9. And actually, no, it'll be Chip P9, won't it? No. Missed out by 3 tenths. So penalties not affecting Pato's position. So Pato will stay P9. And I think Chip will round out the top 10, which will mean Key Duke in 11th, Pump in 12th, Andre in 13th, Powersight in 14th, and Josh Sambin will be our final point scorer in 15th place, once we factored in BP's position. But there we are. ECW taking another win in Pacific Elite. Mega drive from the top 3, but there can only be one winner, unfortunately. And that winner today is ACW. And we're still waiting. Oh boy.
Waiting for BP to get done, I guess.
Oh no, it's just the game screwing itself over.
Oh, I know. It's just the game. Oh, BP's unghosted for the first time I've actually watched him. On my end. Oh, never mind, he's not ghosted anymore. I guess keep slipping on and off, I guess.
Oh. Yeah.
Gotta love this game.
I do too. But yes, this will be victory number 3 for ACW in this championship season. It will close the gap between himself and Ferrari Pro, keeping that championship fight alive. Plebs P3, I'm sure we'll be happy with a podium, but just slipping away towards the end. In fairness to him, though, there's really not much you can do when you're stuck at the back of a train. You're just unable to do anything from there. So I think P3 is the best he could have hoped for, unless ACW and Ferrari Pro had some sort of clash, or both of them got penalties or something. So still waiting.
Oh, now the guys just celebrate. Gosh, I love this game.
Great game. Snag fast.
Even Ferrari Pro do a little bit of fist pump too. I think that would go to GeForce Pato. 27-2 is what he did.
Yep. It will be Pato. He will get fastest lap point.
Come on, game. Do something, please.
I think someone needs to leave the... I think BP probably needs to leave the session.
It's probably BP. Yeah. So we can progress.
Or someone, I don't know.
Oh, gosh. Well, at least it's... I see the outfit there, crew celebrating. Sure, they're happy with their driver.
Maybe this will convert
Check it.
into real life. Who knows?
Valtteri Bottas getting his first win in Alfa Romeo.
Imagine. Just
On
imagine
6th place. Oh, I could imagine the scenes if that happens.
First time an Alfa Romeo has won in forever.
Forever. Since what, the 50s?
It would depend, because Alfa did make engines in the 1970s. For Brabham.
Yeah, true.
So, I suppose it depends on how you would look at it.
I'm talking just mostly like the manufacturer. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, even though the Alfa Romeo technically is a Sauber, in some specs.
Oh yeah, it's just branded an Alfa Romeo. It's a Sauber, for sure. With a Ferrari engine.
Right.
It's just got Alfa Romeo stickers on it. It's a bit like the Aston Martin, I suppose. It's just got Aston Martin stickers on it. But it's got a Mercedes engine.
Right.
But then again, Aston Martin is owned by Mercedes, so... meh.
It works. Yeah, to be fair, most of the German automotives technically own quite a few of the British automotives. Per se. Well, everyone's left the session. Almost everyone. Apart from the main one that's right that we need to leave, and that's BP. Not Migraine House.
I think that will fix
it.
Look at all these front wing changes. My goodness. Power side, key to you. Oh, hello.
There we go. We've progressed. Hey.
You get the final results screen.
Thank goodness.
And the podium celebration screen. Oh, what do you know? Black Moon got it. Oh, what a surprise. The podium celebrations. Another win for ACW. As I mentioned earlier, this will close the gap between himself and Ferrari Pro in the Drivers' Championship. Still got a long way to go to the end, but this will be a big boost for ACW heading into the next round in Saudi Arabia. Ferrari Pro and P2, big bundle of points, and Plebs will complete the podium in third. Outside of the top three, we have G4 Zach in P4. After a solid qualifying performance, he actually showed really good race pace. Gets a decent bundle of points, and Silderford P5, so a really nice day for Red Bull here at Bahrain. Bags Liddell P6, followed by Black Moon, our driver of the day, in 7th. Then I believe BP is in 8th, and GeForce Pato in 9th with fastest lap. Then Chip P10, Keegan 11th, Pump in 12th, Andre 13th, and then Powerside, I think, and Josh Sambin, our final point scorer, I think. Lap time leaderboard glitches are always good fun.
They always are. Goodness.
Suppose we'll invite the top three in. We can have a bit of a chit chat. First, I'll make sure I get to the showroom. There we are. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Yeah, communicating with online services. Blah blah blah. Get to the showroom. Thank you. Far out. Alright. I'll be back in a few moments. Chat. We'll have a few questions to ask our podium finishers for today. Add players. ACW. Ferrari Pro. Plebs. There we go. There we are. See when they turn up. There we are. Oh, no, not bad. Not a bad day in the box.
Nah, it was actually pretty decent.
Hmm.
One of the very few races I've actually enjoyed so far.
Hello, ACW.
Good day.
Good day. Congrats.
Dying here.
Stressful? A little bit?
No,
No?
coughing the whole race.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Got the big coof.
Yeah, the couve.
The coof. Never fun. Hello, Ferrari Pro.
What's up, bro?
Hey, Ferrari Pro.
You sound a bit mellow.
Oh, just a bit disappointed.
Yeah, oh, well. There's not much you could have done on that last lap. I reckon you did all you could have done.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Plebs? See you? No?
He hasn't showed up yet.
Has he? Oh,
There he is. There's Mr. Race Spec.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Plebs.
Hey,
Hello.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Doing good. That's...
Yeah, pretty good. It was a decent race.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad from our end either. We had some interesting moments, and we had you three battle it out, which was pretty good for us to watch. Right, we have all three of you in here. Might as well start podium interviews. We'll start from P3. We'll make our way up as usual. So we'll start with you, Mr. Race Spec. P3, not a bad finish for you at all. You maintained that fight with ACW and Ferrari Pro, but you just couldn't really do anything at the back of the train. You just sort of stuck.
Yeah, that's about it. It's yeah, if you're in that train and even just three cars, if the car ahead of you has DRS and isn't overtaking, you can't do anything. So
Yeah. No.
yeah, I was just a passenger really, and just keeping up with the guys. I think I dropped out of DRS once, made a mistake, but yeah, I caught back up. But yeah, I knew ACW was probably waiting for the last lap or two to try and make a move, and he did that pretty well, so well done to him. And yeah, it was pretty good pace, I thought. Unlucky for Bags and Zach, who had I thought they had really good pace as well, like surprising quality pace actually. And yeah, they probably would have been able to stick with this as well, but yeah, three cars there wasn't a lot happening, but yeah. Still happy with the podium.
It was still good for us to watch, anticipating that moment for when the battle actually unfolded. Teammate binned it though.
Yeah, he was filthy, poor bloke.
I imagine he was.
Yeah,
I
didn't know what happened because I had just kind of exited the corner, and it was pretty late in the exit phase, I thought, for his car.
Yep.
And his car just goes spearing to the right. I'm like, wow. Anyway, yeah, I guess, I don't know, on the curb or whatever, but yeah, super unlucky. Super unlucky Zach too. He had a pretty big moment in the turn 6 and 7, little chicane before the downhill, and I think he spun as well. But yeah, I didn't really have a great quali. I missed my last run by a few seconds. It was very close anyway, because Alex's car came into the pits as I was trying to leave, so I had to wait. Yeah, so I actually press went to track with 2.5+ minutes left, but I just yeah, by the time Alex's car was out of the way and mine was out, yeah, I'm sure people know the deal. So yeah, it's a bit annoying.
I've had that happen to me a few times. It's never fun. You just get me out of the pit, please, and then you see the clock as soon as you leave, and you just, I
could have, I probably would have made it if I didn't have to actually get out of the way of a few people on laps as well. So,
okay.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, that's
well.
always annoying.
But yeah, good job to ACW and Ferrari Pro. Those boys have been on fire all season, and yeah, good race from them, and yeah, happy to keep it clean and finish on the podium.
KD, anything to ask, please?
Nothing really. It seems like you can't put on all the points there. But again, congratulations to you, Plebs. You have been showing you good consistency from what I've been seeing, and hopefully you continue that throughout the rest of the season. Very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, alright, thanks boys.
Final question. Next week, Jeddah. Thoughts?
I've only ever done one race there, and a league race, and I won it. So
okay.
We'll see how we go. Yeah, I actually think it's a sick track, but I haven't done it since that race, which is quite a while ago now. So yeah, It was like one of the early Formula Endurance rounds, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'll just
Oh, Jesus.
I like it, and yeah, it's probably one you need to practice quite a lot though. I think to find that extra half a second.
I agree.
Whereas I think Bahrain, I didn't really need to practice a lot. I can just kind of jump on and
We all
be
know Bahrain.
on the pace. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, being a newer track, you need that to put in that extra time, I think. But yeah, it's a great track. I think it's really good for racing too. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, for now, congratulations on your performance. Congrats on your P3
Thank
finish. We'll move on to P2 Ferrari Pro. Had quite a few laps, buddy, but when it mattered, just didn't have anything left in the tank to try and hang on to the lead. But you gave it your all from the sounds of things. When you entered the party, you sounded a bit mellow, but the P2 performance is still quite a good result. But just take us through your qualifying and your race.
Qualifying was pretty good. I thought I didn't actually think I'd do alright at Bahrain. I didn't think I'd be on the podium or even fighting for the win.
Not one of your favourites?
Oh, E5.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm not really the best at Bahrain, so but I was quite surprised that I qualified P4.
Mm-hmm.
Kept it nice and calm during the early parts of the race to like get in the lead in that.
Yep.
And then my ERS management is shocking. So I used all of that, and that's what cost me the win. But I'll take P2. I think it's my first P2 of the season, so that's nice. Finally not in P2.
It is too, isn't it? You've had you had 5 wins. I think 2/3. I think. Or 3/3. 2/3.
Another one of another member in the 5-win category because I got 5 in the America Series.
There you go. But no, there you go. You ticked a position then off your list. P2. Finished off.
I'll take P2, but it's just like a like the disappointing feeling, like you were leading pretty much the whole race, and it all come down to like your own mistake that you made.
Yeah.
It just happened in the final lap.
But,
So what can you do?
oh, that's right. You know, and you learn from that. That's a really important thing, is that you learn from it and then apply what you've learned next time you're in Bahrain. But KD, have you got anything to ask our championship leader?
I guess I can ask one. Pretty much, I guess throughout that final stint, like, what were your feelings through that final lap? I assume probably you were feeling quite a bit of pressure for quite some time with ACW, knowing the fact too he was just playing the long game as well. Huh?
It was more like on the final lap when he overtook me, like, oh, can I fight this back and I'll maybe get it on like the final DRS straight. But as he started pulling away, I just had to accept that I'm going to take P2.
Yeah.
Unless a miracle happened. But yeah, it wasn't a nice feeling, but I don't know, at the end of the day, he scored some points in that, so I'm happy.
Yeah, that's the main point. You got to score points and at least keep the consistency going, because you obviously do have that. It's something I've seen, like I've mentioned about Plevs earlier too, is that you guys have good consistency, and it definitely shows.
Yeah.
But final question for you, Ferrari Pro. Next week we're heading over to the Jeddah Corniche circuit in Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts heading into next week?
Bro, I love the first sector of that track. I'm not sure how it would treat my luck, like in qualifying with invalidation and that, but because I've always seen them invalidate for some reason.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be good fun. Like going to a new track. Don't think I've done a league race around there before, so I might have to jump into some Grand Prix mode 50% to get used to it and that. But that'll be an adventure and a half. Looking forward to it.
I can, because I've done one league race at Jeddah in a field. It can get pretty intense. It can get full on in that first sector when you're in a field.
I saw like an OSRL race with like the top F1 esports boys, and it was just fully wet or something. It was like intermediate conditions in Jeddah.
Oh right.
Hopefully we don't see that.
Oh god, no. Rain can stay away. I want dry race. Dry race is better. Always better. Dry race better. Always. Rain can stay away. But no, congrats on your performance. It sounds like a sort of a best case scenario for you, for the sake of the racetrack, and for the sake of the championship as well. So, congrats on your P2 finish.
Thank you, and congrats to ACW on the win and Plebs on P3.
We'll move on to our race winner, ACW. Congrats on taking the W here in Bahrain. Put the car in pole position with a 26.2, I think he did.
Correct. Yep.
How was the lap?
Horrible.
Take us through it then.
At the second sector, on the second DRS straight, someone took out the 50 braking board. So I was just guessing.
Yeah, we noticed. I think we were watching you on a previous flying lap and you went for a spin.
Yeah, I did. Just to guess.
Well, you get...
I thought so. That's what I said before. I thought you were guessing that point since there was no braking board there.
Oh,
it wasn't helpful.
No, it's never fun when braking boards are taken out when you're running no line. It is never, ever enjoyable. Had that happen to me during a league race at Monza and happened at turn 1. Best bit was he took him out on the formation lap. That really peeved me off that he took him out on the formation lap. Oh, had no braking boards into turn 1 at Monza. Yeah, not fun. But, no, got pole position, then the race start. It wasn't the best race start, was it?
No, it wasn't. When I started off, I could feel a wheel spin, and then to turn 1, I could feel the car just wouldn't turn.
Oh.
And then I checked the tire temps, and they were 66 degrees or something like that.
Jesus. Right, they were freezing.
That's why I think everyone crashed. Turn 2.
That is fascinating. So, with everyone sitting on the grid for that long, the tyre temps are actually going down.
Yeah.
I thought they were frozen in place at the end of the formation lap. Well,
yeah, that's what I said to everyone's make. I thought that was the case as well.
I thought it froze because it would stop people from just lagging behind on a formation lap and just getting the leaders really cold tyres for a race start. I thought
it's good to know for the future, I guess.
Maybe it's just because we had the glitch start. Maybe it does actually freeze them, but because of the glitch start, the tyre temps actually dropped for whatever. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. But righty, that does actually explain quite a bit then. That everyone was on cold rubber on the opening lap because a lot of people did spin. So, but how was the rest of the race from your end, ACW? Not the great start, but
quite boring. My main goal was just to stay second. Because I felt I had the pace, but not enough to get outside the 1 second.
Yeah.
So I just decided, because I had the 1 second gap, and then Hilles, he brought Ferrari into my 1 second.
Yep.
So I just gave up trying to build the gap and just stay behind.
Yep, fair enough. And just played the long game.
Yeah. Got a bit boring.
It always gets a bit boring. You know, but it's a smarter way to go about things. You know, you can race really hard for position and it looks entertaining for us, but from a driving point of view, it's not the most intelligent thing to do. So, no, it's a completely fair strategy. KD, have you got anything to ask ACW?
Nah, not too much. I mean, again, just kind of nailed all the answers there. I was kind of lined up for a question I was going to line up for, but no, I figured you were playing the long game. I thought you were going to wait to the last lap, and obviously that's what you did, but it paid off. But congratulations, good to see you back on top of the podium, top step of the podium, I should say, as well.
Thank you.
Final question for you, ACW, like the two before me. Next week, we're in Jeddah. What are your thoughts?
It's quite a fun track to drive on this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite glitchy though. I'm not sure if it's fixed yet or not.
The pit lane has been fixed. Yeah. I'm pretty certain the pit lane's been fixed.
That's good then.
So, I know that
you
because
got a
I got
penalty.
really angry
Yeah.
about it during a league race. The only league race I had there. Because I got penalties because of pit lane infringements I didn't even do. And then after the race, they released a patch that fixed those things.
I remember that.
I
That
got
frustrated
really
me.
mad about that. Oh, it was just horrible timing. It's just sick joke. Oh. But no, those pit lane things shouldn't be a problem anymore. You shouldn't get 15 seconds worth of penalties for cutting like a little bit of the pit lane exit or something. I don't think they're a thing anymore. So,
Hopefully not.
no. Well, it's good to hear you being nice and positive about next week, because I think it's going to be a very interesting race in Jeddah as well. But for now, congratulations on taking your third win of the season here in Bahrain.
Thank you.
KD, I think that'll wrap things up here for Elite Series. Another race, another week, and not a bad one. Not a single safety car, but we had pretty tight fight at the front. And we had drama and whatnot. So, on to next week. Jeddah. Ooh. A bit of a frightening track, I think. Very high speed, very treacherous, very easy to make a mistake, invalidate a lap, or even worse, put it into the wall. But I think with everything finally over, it's time for us to end the stream. Tune in throughout the week, as there's still plenty of racing to come here on Race Spec Esports. But for Pacific Elite, we'll have to wait until next Sunday. Until then, I've been Lane Everingham. Thank you all so much for watching. And we'll see you for round 11 of the championship at Jeddah Corniche Circuit for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Goodbye.